So let me explain a little bit what the rhythm bounce really is. It's not an exact step that we can teach you, because it can be done from almost any position in Samba. First of all, why do we have the rhythm bounce in the first place? It's mainly to take care of phrasing of your certain steps. So let's say you have a count of 8 and you need to start with a different foot. You might do a rhythm bounce on the 7, 8, just so you can use the same foot or a different foot for your purposes, depending on what figure you want to go next. So let me show you what I mean right away. So let's say you're doing the whisks here. You just do regular whisks. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then right here, let's say I want to go to promenade runs after the whisk. I need to have my right foot free. So I don't want to do another whisk. I just want to do a rhythm bounce. So I want to do 7, 8. So you see, we're bouncing in place. We're doing a hip action. And now my right foot's free. Ladies, left foot is free, and we can go right into promenade runs if we need to, okay? So that's kind of the idea. It just takes care of the phrasing, yeah? So now let me show you one more time. Same thing. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and rhythm bounce. 7, 8. Now, let me show you another example. That was in the whisk, and so we were in this kind of position doing the rhythm bounce. Let me show you the boto focus, crisscross, and we'll do the same thing. So we'll do and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the last one. And then, so let's say we need to go into something from here. So we're not going to do another one. We're just going to do a rhythm bounce. So we're going to do a rhythm bounce from here and 7, 8. So let me show you a little bit of how you can do the rhythm bounce, or how you can get started with moving your body in the right way. So if you just stand like this with your feet apart and the right foot to the side, what you can do is you can just bring your hip up and down, up and down. And then the left leg is still bending and straightening. That's why you're still getting that bounce, okay? So I'm using a strong pressure to the floor, and we'll bring the hip up and down, bending and straightening the knees. The feet basically don't move much. You don't want to swivel them as you do it. Let's say this is what you don't want to do. Just want to keep them planted and use the pressure of the floor to create body action. Now, rhythm bounce doesn't have to be only in the hips. It could be also in the torso. So you could do 7, 8. And you see that in the higher levels, especially the competitors, they're doing things like that all the time, where they just stand in place. That could also be considered a rhythm bounce of sort. Yeah. Now, in the syllabus level, it can be almost on any steps. So whenever you're standing like this, or like we show you with the whisk, and the whisk would be similar. If you see what I'm doing, I'm bending and straightening. I'm bringing my hip up and down, up and down, up and down. But really, what's the same is that we're always using the floor to create the rhythm bounce. So if you don't use the floor to create the rhythm bounce, it would look like this, where you're just wiggling a little bit. Yeah? Even if you try to do the hips, it looks more empty. And beginners will find themselves looking like that more often. And the more advanced you are, you're going to start using the floor more, and it will look a lot fuller and more interesting to watch, yes? And so this is a good introduction to what the rhythm bounce is. So what I recommend is you try, just stand at home like this, and try to see if you can get that hip up and using that floor to really make that hip action and body action. So the rhythm bounce can be used on really any step. Any of the steps that we covered on our website, you can definitely implement the rhythm bounce somehow. If you need to kind of musically finish on a certain count or fill it up in a certain way so that you can use a different leg. So sometimes you'll have a routine choreographed and you need to finish on 7 or 8. You can just put a rhythm bounce in that step, for example. Yes? So it can work with any of the steps that we covered. So that's why I wanted to make sure that you understand that it can be done anywhere. So experiment with it and have fun.